also Comrade Faith Masibu. All PTT members of the ANC Women's League are also acknowledged. PEC! Hey, bakhethiwe. Let me also acknowledge all NEC members of the ANC that are here, Comrade Steve Letike, Comrade Paul Bushelo, Comrade Ronaldo Talumango. No Lumango, yes, no Lumango. Let me acknowledge the MK War Veterans League, led by Comrade Judy Maubani. It's the MK War Liberation War, so it's kind of MK comrades. So the other abbreviations will get used to them as time goes by. Let me also acknowledge the young lions of the African National Congress in Gauteng, as led by Comrade Ntako, the provincial chairperson of the ANC Youth League. Roar, young lions, roar! Roar, young lions, roar! All PEC members of the ANC Youth League are also acknowledged, comrades. Let me acknowledge the provincial alliance structures. Sanko, as led by Comrade Mashishi, the chairperson of Sanko in Gauteng. Viva Sanko Abatlali, viva! Let me also acknowledge the SACP as led by Comrade Mandla Khatebe. Viva SACP, viva! Let's also acknowledge the provincial structure of COSATU as led by Comrade Vui Manyela. Comrade Munyela, yes, Comrade Amos Munyela. The person who was writing here. Viva COSATU Yabasebenzi, viva! Let's acknowledge comrades Abasekhaya. Sibuyele ekhaya maqabane eJohannesburg. Nifuna size ekhaya. Abubani abafuna size ekhaya ithi viva, viva ANC, Joburg, viva. Viva, Comrade Loiso Masuku, viva! Viva, Comrade Chairperson Loiso Masuku, viva! Manibongwe! Ikamela makosikazi! Manibongwe! Ikamela makosikazi! Viva, Chairperson Loiso Masuku, viva! Viva the first chairperson of the ANC in Johannesburg, Comrade Loiso Masuku, viva! Let's also acknowledge all ROBs of the ANC in Johannesburg, Comrade Sasa, Comrade Maxwell. Our yellow bones are here. Let's also acknowledge all ROBs, the regional office bearers of Tshwane, of Sidibeng, of Westland, as well as Ekuruleni. You are duly acknowledged, comrades, all REC members and RTT members of all regions. You are also acknowledged, comrades. We will also move to acknowledging the leadership of Contralesa. Siyabonga kakhulu baphathi bethu for coming. Let me acknowledge Prince Zwide Kanxumalo. Let me also acknowledge Prince Mampuru Tobejane. Moshate. Let me also acknowledge Nkosi Mpembe, the chairperson of Johannesburg. We also acknowledge Nkosikazi Mpembe, the deputy chair. Bayete. Let's also acknowledge Nkosikazi Mabaso of the women's wing. We also acknowledge Nkosi Peggy Kumalo. Bayete. We acknowledge all leaders of Contralesa. You are all acknowledged, Bapati Betu. We also acknowledge Bonka Bafundisi, Pastor Hololo Sabonga Kakulu Mama. You remain our mother in the movement, and we appreciate you very much. Nabukoko, Antina Nabukoko, Minangumtane Josi. Tokozani Bukoko Bami, Tamaku. Comrades, we are going to give, I'm going to ask that we give a very hot welcome to our regional chairperson, Comrade Loiso Masuku, for her to do the opening and welcome of the event.
Viva the ANC Youth League, viva! Viva the ANC Women's League, viva! Malibongwe! Igama lamakhosikazi! Viva the ANC Veterans League, viva! Viva Sankoya Bahlali, viva! Viva Kosatu, viva! Viva the SACP, viva! Viva the MK Liberation War Veterans, viva! Comrades, Program Director, the DRS, thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the second DSG, Comrade Maruping, a dynamite who once led some of us in the ANC Youth League. So we know her, and we are privileged to have you in our midst, DSG. Members of the National Executive Committee, our deployees in Gauteng, leadership of the ANC in Gauteng, the provincial task team, which is led by the convener and co-convener and coordinator, Comrade Amos Masondo, Comrade Panyaza Lusufu, and Comrade Hope Papo. The ANC Youth League As already acknowledged, led by the chairperson, Comrade Nzako, and the Women's League led by the chairperson, Comrade Faith Mazibuko, and the ANC Veterans League. Comrades of the Alliance and leaders of the religious faith-based organizations and the traditional leaders. The community members, especially members of the hosting branch, which is Braamfischer, Ward 49. Comrades, this is a symbolic moment for the ANC to be in a community named after our activist lawyer who would have turned 118 years this year. The late Braamfischer defended Comrade Nelson Mandela at the Rivonia trial, and himself, he had to ultimately stand trial. We want to say to the community of Braamfischer, we acknowledge you. That's why we came here, because your existence matters in this progress. Comrades, Johannesburg, as you are aware, is a city of many stark contrasts between the opulence of Sentin City and the resilient hustle of Alexandra, between the curated lawns of Saxon World and the vibrant struggles of the gardens of GP's Town. We remember and we pay tribute to heroes and heroines, the intellectuals like Dr. Kuma, whose Sophia Town home was a beacon of black excellence, to the trade unionists who organized in the mines and factories, to the students of 1976 from Morris Isaacson to Orlando West, to the women who stood firm as the United Democratic Front and walked through the streets and marched for the freedom we enjoy today. This 8th of January is therefore the indelible ink of our genesis, a covenant signed for the resoluteness of activists and the hope of all of those who depend on us to make sure we transform their lives. Already, the ANC NEC has declared this year as the decisive year of action to fix local government, and ours is to ensure that we fulfill that mandate. And we are going to do it, comrades, because we are fresh from conference in Johannesburg. As we are fresh from conference, we have a fresh mandate. One of our fresh mandates, which is inclusive of fixing local government as mandated by the NEC, is that we are going to make things work for the people of Johannesburg. The ANC in Johannesburg is clear that we are going to drag deployees out of their comfort zone. Deployees must work for communities. The time of sitting in air conditioners in Johannesburg is finished. We want people to be on the ground. If you are a deployee of the ANC, you are a councillor, you are a chief whip, you are an MMC, you are an executive mayor, we want to see you on the ground serving the people of Johannesburg. We demand it because the ANC has to hold its deployees accountable. We are very clear ukuthi masiyeni ebantwini. And all of that is going to fulfill the mandate of the NEC, which says we need to fix local government, because we are not going to fix local government sitting in our offices. We are going to also work very hard to ensure that our structures are strong. Comrades, we have a responsibility to work together, united for a common cause. Now we need to focus on making sure that the ANC succeeds. We have to unite and work collectively to make sure that Gauteng is a province that has got all its metros back. Now we can't do that if we are still not greeting each other because you had a different preference. The time for preferences has come to an end. We are now in the path of renewal to ensure the ANC succeeds in the local government elections as and when the president declares them. Disunity is a weakness, comrades. It is an obstacle to deliver. Therefore, we must never allow it. And we have to commit as we live here in Braamfischer that our commitment is that of unity, renewal, and self-introspection, whether what is your action or inaction in disunity, you have to reflect and make sure that we share our into an The residents of Johannesburg in the CBD, Braamfontein Hill, Proberia, all of them, they are looking to us. The residents of Rhodaport, Sentin, Rosebank, Fourways, Bryanston, Midrand, they are looking to us. The residents of Soweto, Eldorado Park, Orange Farm, they are looking to us. The residents of Zandspruit, Ivory Park, Rabbi Ridge, and the Deep South, they are struggling with informality, and it is only the ANC that can deal with those things. As I sit down, I'm going to say, comrades, the provincial government, because this is a Gauteng rally, the provincial government has a huge responsibility to assist in ensuring we unlock and make sure that infrastructure programs are completed. Projects in our communities have to be completed. Because these are the projects that are going to assist us and be re-electable. We are tired of coalition arrangements, because coalition arrangements prohibit us from the ability to fulfill the manifesto of the African National Congress. It is therefore important for the provincial government and national government, second DSG, who is responsible for M&E, to come down and ensure that projects need to be completed for the benefit of the people in our communities. Comrades, this is an important year and decisive action is required. And to choose every day, we have to choose to build the ANC and revive our metros. It requires the courage of the 1976 youth. It requires the patience of the 1956 women and the vision of our elders and the 1912 founders, and the practical hands of builders, engineers, community health workers, and honest councillors who make this Johannesburg and Gauteng work. Comrades, we must close ranks and we must make sure that siya ebantwini namkelekile eJohannesburg. Skokele tambo, tambo sbuyele makaya tina songena. Skokele tambo, tambo sbuyele makaya tina song. Sizongena kanjani, sizongena kanjani, sizongena kanjani. Sizongena kanjani, sithi sikhokhele tambo, tambo sibuyele emakhaya thina songena. Sikhokhele tambo, tambo sibuyele emakhaya thina sizongena kanjani, emakhaya sizongena kanjani. Sizongena kanjani, sizongena kanjani, sithi sikhokhele tambo, tambo sibuyele emakhaya thina sikhokhele tambo, tambo sibuyele emakhaya thina sizongena kanjani. I would now like to request Comrade Coordinator, Comrade Hope and Comrade RS Sasabona to come and lead us in a short ceremony that they will be leading to present awards to the deserving branches. Thereafter, you will have an opportunity to come this side and take a picture with the second DSG and the leadership, Comrade Panyaza and Comrade Amos Mason. Over to you, RS.
Amanda! Awethu! Matla! Yarona! Matimba! Yaina! Thanks very much, comrades. You are all greeted and the protocol is observed. My job is very simple. As the home of the best, Johannesburg, we are here to then acknowledge the best of the best in Gauteng who are in Johannesburg. Second DSG, this is a vote of confidence to the leadership of Johannesburg. The leadership of Johannesburg is presenting an award to a branch of the ANC Women's League, which we are recognizing as the best performing ANC Women's League branch in the Charlotte Mateke Award category. And this award recognizes the branch's outstanding contribution to the political work, organizational discipline, women empowerment, and community mobilization, while strengthening the ANC Women's League branch as a vital component of the African National Congress. Which branch is that, comrades? Vuyani Mabata, ANC Women's League branch. The chair and the secretary come to the stage to get your award. You are the best branch in Gauteng of the ANC Women's League. Vuyani Mabata. As they come, we are going to go to the second one. And then we are moving to the ANC branch, which has achieved position number 3 in the Sol Plaatje Award category. We are recognizing this branch commitment to organizational excellency and for also to be in touch with the people and also strengthening the work of the branch as the basic unit of the African National Congress. This one I know you won't easily guess it because it was not acknowledged in Northwest. That is Basil Zuma branch, Ward 30. Can we get the chair and the secretary of Ward 30 to come and get their award as the 3rd place branch? I see the Women's League chair and secretary come in front. Itang Mopili Mama, the best Women's League branch. Malibongwe! Ikamala Magwasikazi! I see the branch chairperson of Basil Zuma branch, Comrade Ruby Matang and the collective. Let's give them a round of applause. After you take your award, please move on the side of the second DSG to take a picture with the second DSG. Buelangamuna Mama. Comrades, the second best branch, which is being recognized for achieving position number 2 in Gauteng, which was recognized for achieving position number 3 in the whole country. They've beaten more than 4,000 branches. They are in position number 2 in Gauteng. That is our Tambo branch, Ward 133. The chair and the secretary come to the stage. Ward 133. Last year, this year, next year, this is the best branch in the country. This branch, there was only branch in River Fiti like a 1 point. This is the best branch in the country. Followed by Ward 133 as the best branch in the country. This branch have achieved position number 1 in Gauteng. Already branch ka moka tsa mo Gauteng ba koropile ka tsona. Pixelka Isaka Seme branch, what 60? Let the chair and the secretary come to take the award of what? 60 from the inner city zone, the zone of Nobala. Khotso! Pixelka Isaka Seme branch, our Babatanang Matsuanga comrades. Comrades, thanks very much. This is a demonstration of the fact that there is leadership in Johannesburg. And we want to commit, we want to commit to the province for come next year, January. We are going to take all the 3 awards of the ANC. We are going to take all the 3 awards of the Women's League. We are going to also the Social Youth League. Youth League was a Roberts. Comrade Vanilla Ifuke Youth League. We must take a totally better award. Thank you very much.
Halala, Ward 16, Zone 12, halala. Halala, Ward 16, Zone 12, halala. Uzoyithola kanjani? Uzoyithola kanjani? Thank you so much. As we are still taking a photo with the best branch in the country, let me acknowledge Ubaba Ujwani Sitebe before ngithola amagudugudu. Iboxer yethu yala iSoweto, Babu Sitebe, where are you? If you can just, yes, chap chap, chap chap, chap chap chap, chap chap chap. Abangayazi boxing, you say chap, mabashaya into ezinje. Siyabonga Babu Sithebe. Bese ngisaba ukuthola amanqindi nami. Thank you so much. Igama lami nguNtombi Mekgwe, the deputy convener in Gauteng. Ngicela ukuthi all the REC members of Johannesburg, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, West Rand, Sidibeng, wherever you are, if you are seated, stand up or even wave, because this is a provincial celebration in conjunction with the regions of Gauteng. Halala, leadership of the regions, halala. Can you read? Yeah, now my leadership akhona. Dala futhi bafikile, siyabonga na West Rand. Ngiyayibona hawu naba bakhona bonke, ngiyayibona iJohannesburg. West Rand ngiyayibona, Sidibeng ngiyanibona. Halala leadership, halala. I also want to acknowledge all the PTT, Provincial Task Team members of Gauteng. Wherever you are, if you are able to stand, stand up. If you are not, just raise your hand and say halala to the branches of the ANC in Gauteng. PTT members, hayi bakhona ngibabonile, bakhona. Nami ngiyi-PTT. Thank you so much. Comrades, we are going to move very quick with our program. I am now going to call upon our alliance partners to come and present messages of support. And messages of support are messages of support. Because we do have comrades or leadership that is going to give keynote address. So at times, we tend to forget the rest, especially when we are in other platforms. But comrades, second DSG in Gauteng, we're not confused. Our alliance partners, they know when it is a message of support, they know what we are talking about. Let me first call upon our provincial chairperson, Comrade Abraham Mashishi, from the South African National Civic Organization, SANCO, to come forward. Halala, bahlali, halala. Halala bahlali, halala. Thank you.
Amandla. Adigule digotlane, adigule. Aigule African National Congress, aigule. Arien dikgetong, arien. Arien dikgetong, arien. Molaodi wa mohlahli wa lenaneo ntumelele ke tšee sebaka se ke tlamiše bana ba kgoši go ya ka kgati ka ge šetše o bontšhitše ka leleme la seeng ba re ke all protocol observe. Ke tlogele go senya sebaka ke tlamiše bagolo ba rena ba go tšwa kwa nationale bao ba itileng pele ke our leadership comrade Maropeng. Ke tlamiše le yena modulasetulo co-convener ya rena tonakgolo ya ka mo Gauteng tate Andre Lesufi ngwana kgoši ke a go reta hle go reta ke rena re le badudi re tlo no dula re go rata mo re neng mako wa gona re tla lo fele re bontšhana le wena re sa go gate dikgontse mpa re bontšha lerato le re nang le lona mo go wena. Re le ba lekgotla la civic 108 years ya African National Congress re celebrateang le kodele e swantse gore re celebrate ka nnete re ishe ditirelo bathong batho ba rena ba tlhaka batho ba rena ga bana metsi batho ba rena ga bana ditirelo ke dikelela tšhila tsamaya mo mebileng batho ba rena ga bana motlakase ke ge ke le mo ke tswa ke le gae mo ke tswalang gona every day after a day go na le nte ba re ke load reduction ka sejatlana. Load shedding is still there. A re lokišeng re le baetapele gore batho ba rena ba nwe metsi a go hlweka ge re bolela re le so Hammanskraal e sa na le problem ya metsi ge re bolela re le mo metsweding Braamfischer e sa na le ma problem ya metsi Gauteng Johannesburg Tshwane e ne le bothata ba metsi re le boetapele ba African National Congress re reng ka ditirelo ge e le gore infrastructure e tsofetse ke ka baka la eng re sa kgone go ntšha the old infrastructure re local infrastructure e ntšha ditirelo di e batho jwale re a kgalema bana ba kgoši re a le rapela re a le kgopela rena re romileng ka mogare ga mmušo re kweleng bohloko le direng gore nto e ya e re bitšang gore ke alliance reconfigured of the alliance e be yona ya nnete ga go ne nako ya dintwa dimanaba a tsena ka mogare ga rena because of dintwa tša rena ge re bolela re le ka mogo GNU e are overshine only because of re dumelletše gore tsene ka mogare ga cabinet ge re bolela re le ka mogo di-voters di bona GNU e le yona government e kaone mo e leng gore re le sankore swantse re lwele gore ANC mo Gauteng must go back and maintain that 50% plus 1 and re tlo maintain na ge e le gore iša ditirelo bathong re a dumela gore na le ditlhotlho ka mogare ga African National Congress re a dumela tate Mmankwane re a dumela tonakgolo Andre Lesufi le tša mogwane mo e leng gore barumi ba rena ka mogare ga mmušo ba ne le letsogo le lekobong le tša mogwane mo e leng gore tšhelete goba mašeleng a boela morago dibilione ka dibilione di boela morago gomme bana ka montle ba swere ke tlhaka re le alliance re re ga se yona united of the alliance re ka se bitše gore it's a strong alliance until le gore re abelana ditulo ka go lekalekana jwale molaetša o ko o bolelang mo ko o bolediša ke ba ba nthumileng ba ke ba etileng pele lekgotla phetiši la sanko ka mo Gauteng le re ba gagešo a re šomeng ka nnete dintwa ga di tlo re thuša selo re lebelantšhitše local government election Mankwane re leadeng re yeng pele re kgone gore local government election ANC must obtain 40 to 50% plus one. That's what we want, and that's what will be our aim. Long live ANC, long live. Amandla.
Thank you very much. I'm also informed that Imboni Ubaba Ukhatebe has also sent our representatives Angtulanga Magama. Wherever they are, can you just wave? Oh, okay. Siyabonga mama. Nisibongela kakhulu ku Imboni. Siyabonga kakhulu. Let me also call upon Comrade Wekosatu, Comrade Uvusi Amos. Sibambiza Uvusi ngathi naku Amos. Amandla basebenzi amandla. Basebenzi amandla.
Mandla, Matla, Matimba, Yaina, all power. Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me start by greeting the convener and the co-convener of the PTT of the ANC in the province, Comrade, my namesake, Ndate Amos Masondo. I hear now this Comrade Andrek, Panyaza Lisufi. Let me also acknowledge the chair of Sanko in the province, Comrade Mashishi. Let me also acknowledge the chair of the SACP, Comrade Mandla. Let me also observe the presence of the ANC Second Deputy Secretary General, Comrade Ramakhupa, and the NSC deployees present here today, as well as the PTT members, regions, and the PEC of the Federation of Workers present here today. Through his January 8 statement, President Cyril Ramaphosa declared 2026 a year of decisive action to fix local government and the transformation of the economy. This also coincides with the local government elections. As we celebrate and trying to align with this theme, the ANC-led alliance finds itself to be at its weakest as a result of long outstanding matters which have been discussed even when I was not the chair of the province. One of those was the reconfiguration of the alliance, and others who knows it better, it was when we're talking about the alliance pact. And this has affected the alliance deeply to the extent that one of our own in the alliance will be contesting the elections independently. We are also under attack of the liberals within and outside our movement. All of them are seeking to delegitimize the success and services that have been brought to our people for the past 30 years. Much as there are problems, we know that the African National Congress-led alliance has worked together to deliver the services our people are enjoying today. Comrade Chair, as we go further, we want to say that the renewal of the ANC is facing monumental challenges and which manifest themselves through the ongoing conferences that we have seen. We appreciate that the ANC is renewing itself. Its renewal will renew the alliance. However, we believe that its renewal is not genuine. Because if it was genuine, when we go to our conferences, we'll go to those conferences united without any fights and accept the outcomes of the conferences. If we're not doing so, it means that our renewal lacks some of the elements, and those elements must be dealt with so that the renewal must be seen as a genuine renewal before the eyes of members, before the eyes of communities, because our division as the ANC, it is seen by those who are supporting the ANC and say, how can we support an organization that is not united in itself, that is not serious about the implementation of its own resolutions? As we are celebrating with you and aligning with this team, we as COSATU will want to urge the African National Congress in Gauteng to do the following. Because we know, comrades, without the alliance, without COSATU, there will never be a strong alliance. Without the SACP, there will never be a strong alliance. Without SANCO, there will never be a strong alliance. Reinache, we know our members here, the majority of you are members of COSATU. We know that. We toil in the mines for the benefit of our people. We toil in hospitals for the health of our people. We toil in industry for the benefit of our people. We are the builders of this economy. So therefore, the alliance must take us serious, and our advice must be taken serious by the alliance. We therefore call for the unity of the alliance in defense of the national democratic revolution against the enemy agents within and outside the movement. The unity of the ANC go into its provincial congress. That congress must elect leaders capable to unite the ANC towards the achievement of the theme as pronounced by the president, and those who will appeal to the people of this province. Our province needs strong leadership, and that leadership must be accepted by the people who are the supporters of the African National Congress, not only those who are the members of the African National Congress, because our voters are more than the members of the African National Congress. We also call for the deployees in government to accelerate service delivery. We are tired, comrades. When our deployees are failing in government, they point fingers to workers. Workers are the implementers of policies. Workers are led by those who are driving policies. Those who are driving policies, when they fail, they must stand up and say, we are failing, so therefore we step down because we think we are incapable of delivering services to our people. We must not stand up and say the problems of government is the problems of workers. Let us own up, all of us, even those who are deployed in government. We call for building of a capable Gauteng provincial government, Comrade Premier, where all municipalities, where the provincial government will take leadership that will direct municipalities to deliver services to our people. It cannot be correct that today there is no water in other communities. It cannot be correct that other communities, working class communities, there is no electricity. It cannot be correct. And in affluent suburbs, there is electricity, there is water. So therefore it cannot be correct. We are calling for a capable government. We are calling for all of us to defend our government when it is doing well. We have seen in the public domain the DA dominate the news, personalized government under the name of the Premier Panyaza Lesufi. We must also respond decisively to the DA and pronounce the victories of the African National Congress all the time. We also call for a massive creation of youth employment schemes and packages. Youth is not working, Premier. The ANC, youth is not working. We are calling for you. Inasis party must be accelerated. Young people must be employed. And when they are employed, they must join COSATU unions and lead the struggle in the workplace. We must fight corruption. We call for the fighting of corruption, wastage in government and within our ranks. We also call for building of strong local structures capable of addressing community and workers' challenges. We call for respect, love each other, and love to serve our people with honesty and integrity. Comrades, when one of our own in municipalities, there is a motion of no confidence, it is us who must stand up and defend that thing. When one of us in the provincial government is facing a motion of no confidence, it must be us who defend that particular person and call him within and say, comrades, the reason that we are defending you is that we believe that we can deliver services to our people. You are the person who can do so. You can work with the people. We can work with the alliance partners. So therefore, we are there to support you in order for us to make sure that the government of provincial unity in Gauteng is not undermined and it is respected by all. As I conclude, Comrade Chair or Program Director, when we were starting here, we were
Skhumbule your car. Yes, we understand it is too hot. We need to get water. Can we be orderly when we do so? Thank you so much. Comrades, I don't want to bualololo, but I was also asked to acknowledge Ubaba Ugacheni from the Islam community. Viva, Comrade Gacheni, viva. Viva, Comrade Gacheni, viva. Thank you so much. Without wasting a lot of time, can I therefore call upon our provincial convener or co-convener in the Gauteng province, Comrade Hoi Hoi. Hoi Hoi. Hoi Hoi.
Amandla. Long live the entire spirit of Comrade Braamfischer. Long live. Long live the entire spirit of Comrade Chrisani. Long live. Long live the entire spirit of Umama Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Long live. Aluta. Aluta. Repilele, President Ramaphosa. Repilele. Repilele, President Ramaphosa. Repilele. Amandla. Amandla. Thank you, comrades. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge our second DSG, Comrade Maruping Ramokgopa, a leader that has been with us during our youth days, and she's still with us during these crucial days of our revolution. Comrade Ramokgopa, we have no idea how we appreciate you, and we appreciate your presence in this, and you have agreed to join us in this celebration. Comrades, allow me to acknowledge and appreciate all members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC that are deployed in our province. Thank you so much for being with us and continue to be with us. Comrades, I want to acknowledge the co-convener, the person that has been assigned the task to discipline us, a person that has been assigned the task to give us politics, a person that has been assigned to take us through as we rebuild this movement in our province. It has been marvelous to work with him. It inspires me literally every day when we meet in our meetings. Comrade Amos Masondo, thank you so much. We acknowledge and appreciate your presence. I want to acknowledge the DPT convener, Comrade Ungwiza Hoyo. I wish I could use the word Bambiza Ngalo Lapetuduza. Maybe let me not go there, Comrade Ntombi, letting me. I want to acknowledge our provincial coordinator, a disciplinarian, somebody that understands the importance of renewal and to advance the interest of the African National Congress. Comrade Hope Mangwana Papo, thank you so much, Comrade Hope. Really appreciate that. But I want to appreciate somebody that I must tell you, Nipumeni Mpinzamna, yes, one, C7s are together. Comrade Provincial Deputy Coordinator, Comrade Norman Tungomoralo, Nipumeni Mpinzamna. I hate you, Comrade Hope. Comrade Norman, Bapumi Mpinzamna. Balasta. We also want to acknowledge in absentia our treasurer who is not here, the fundraiser. Oh, this function will not be possible if she didn't go an extra mile that she has done, and she has kept our finances together. Thank you so much, Comrade Tasneem. We want to thank you and the treasurer of this region as well. So that, comrades, I want to acknowledge our alliance partners that have spoken here. I want to acknowledge the leadership of Sanko, the leadership of COSATU, the leadership of the SACP. Bana besho re le kwele, re appreciate that you are with us here, you are dealing with these issues. Let me acknowledge the leadership of the PTT. I've acknowledged all of the office bearers. I want to also acknowledge the provincial task team. I want to acknowledge our leagues, both the provincial chair and the provincial secretary of the Women's League. Thank you so much, comrades, and the entire leadership. Malibongwe! Malibongwe! Comrades, let me also acknowledge the Youth League through their provincial chair and the entire leadership of Peace Bearers. I saw a provincial treasurer as well. That is the leadership of the Youth League. I want to acknowledge our soldiers, the real soldiers. Umkhonto wesizwe, Liberation or veterans, we want to thank you for being here and for carrying us. And also acknowledge the Progressive Youth Alliance, and acknowledge our traditional leaders, and also acknowledge our religious leaders that have been here with us since this morning. Amandla! Amandla! Comrades, we have convened to here in this region to send one strong message that the outcome of the regional conference of the African National Congress, it's not contested in any court, and therefore the leadership of this region is the leadership of the African National Congress. We've deliberately chosen this region, and we have deliberately chosen this area to send one strong message. If you don't respect an elected leadership, we will attend to you not only today, tomorrow, and forever, because the leadership must be respected and the leadership must be given the necessary recognition that is needed. We are not saying there are no differences. If there are differences, we are requesting that the proper channels of the African National Congress must be utilized. And I want to thank those that have utilized those channels. The issue of the ballot papers, the issue of the ballot box, it's a matter that our national leadership is dealing with, but we must emphasize to the national leadership that this was clumsy, this was unnecessary, and this must be resolved as quickly as possible. And therefore, I want to officially introduce you, the regional chairperson of the African National Congress in this particular region, Comrade Loiso Masuku, and the entire leadership that is. Comrades, this is your leadership. I've emphasized this point. There is no one that has taken this conference to court. And as we stand, there is no dispute about this conference. There is no dispute against the leadership of Johannesburg. And we stand firm behind the leadership of them. Tomorrow, we are joining our national leaders to attend and finalize the outstanding matter of the ballot boxes. But we, as your leadership, we have subjected that process to a due process that must be respected, and will brief our leadership of the outcome of that process. Thank you. So, comrades, the message must be simple. If you lose conference, accept the outcome and prepare yourself to the next conference. So there must be no one, comrades, that must be in a conference mode forever. And I like the message that was given by the regional chair, if umuntu tshontsha delegate lakho, i-conference iphelile, akusana ma-delegate. They are members of the African National Congress, and we need to work together to brief the African National Congress. Comrades, we want to thank those that went to the National General Council of the ANC. We want to thank all our branches that went to the NGC. We want to thank all our structures that went to the NGC. You demonstrated the highest level of discipline. You demonstrated a commitment to rebuild the African National Congress. You demonstrated your abilities that you will reclaim the African National Congress, convert it to be the African National Congress of our people, for our people, and ensure that we deliver services to our people. The NGC was very clear, comrades. And the NGC was unanimous. There is only one leader of the African National Congress, and that leader is Cyril Ramaphosa. There is no other leader of the African National Congress. The NGC was also clear, comrades. Very important. And it was unanimous in this thing. That this thing of nominating delegates to go to conference, you give them mandates of the branch or you give them mandates of the region. When they arrive at the conference, finds a opposite of the mandates, that is coming to an end, that there is a need to amend the constitution of the ANC so that all of us can vote for the new leaders of the African National Congress. But also, the NGC said the fight amongst the branches and the squabbles and the dispute, they are members of the ANC that have given themselves an unwarranted and unmandated leadership. They changed the membership of a branch. Uvuka namhlanje ibranch nalabantu, kusasa inabanye abantu. The NGC was clear that the membership system must move from national and be decentralized to our region so that we can have control of our region. We don't want people that manipulate membership to favor the certain outcome. We also don't want people to manipulate membership purely because they are scared of democracy in their own branches. So the NGC was clear, comrades, that we are dealing with the issue of membership in a manner that builds the ANC rather than destroys the ANC. But comrades, the NGC said this, and I want you to listen, comrades. The way we are, the way we find ourselves in, who is going to be elected to be the president of the ANC in 2027, it's not on the agenda. What is on the agenda is to deliver a decisive victory for the ANC in the forthcoming local government elections. So we must not allow people that come here and say, this is the person that wants to be elected to be the president of the ANC. There's only one ANC, and that ANC is led by Cyril Ramaphosa. When we will come, and it does not mean that you came to us first. It means we are going to elect you. We have the right to elect those that will take the ANC to the next level. So we are very clear on this one, comrades. Let's make it. Liskabitswa likhonentse le sa ditsebeng makomre mokete o re le modima ona ke mokete wa local government elections so that we can win the local government elections. But there's this important issue as well that the NGC resolved. And this is very important. We might have lost elections, but the African National Congress remained the only party that received the highest numbers of votes. And therefore, those that want to work with us in government, they must know we invited them to come to government. They have never invited us to government, and therefore this government of national unity is an ANC-led government of national unity. And the NGC was very clear: if you don't respect us, if you don't share the same vision, if you don't share the same path, especially on international relations, Hata Kosini will So comrades, the resignation or the decision that is taken by Steenhuisen of the DA not to stand for the leadership of the DA is because Steenhuisen has arrived at a very important decision that the African National Congress is unstoppable and he will rather leave rather than confront the African National Congress. But what worries us about the decision that has been taken by Steenhuisen, it is clear, comrades, it is clear the DA is now divided in two parts. There is a DA of Fort Cortina, Sis Gogo Zile, that is outside, and there is a DA of Steenhuisen that wants to remain in government. Voters must realize one thing, that this DA elatswitse e bona hore nako e fihlile ya hore e tswe ka diripana tse pedi because they can't agree on how best to work with the ANC. The DA must decide whether it's in government or it's in opposition. They can't be both. And where we stand, we think the DA want to take us backward, and therefore we are ready to build structures of the ANC so that by the time we go to the next elections, we are not begging any political party, we are begging members of society to vote for the African National Congress. Comrades, and its colors are very simple. It's black, green, and gold. They can steal our colors and steal our names. We remain the African National Congress. And we plead with all voters, if ungathandi ANC, then vote for the African National Congress. Comrades, I want to leave to the second TSG to give you a message about this January 8th celebration and why we are going to fix local government. But I'll make a mistake if I don't raise this issue, comrades. As your leadership, we've now resolved that our provincial conference of the ANC, which is going to be the battle of ideas, not battle of leadership, that the conference of the ANC, we have now resolved that is going to be held from the 15th to the 17th of May 2027 this year. We want to go past that conference as quickly as possible so that we can focus on local government elections. But comrades, I still beg with you. There are some people, you don't know them. But Makveli Kamale conference, when we have to build structures of the ANC, they are nowhere to be seen. The message is very clear. Our conferences are not business. Our conferences are battle of ideas to build a strong, better African National Congress. We are tired of people that are doing silly things in the name of conference. So comrades, if there are differences amongst leadership, I want to assure you, we will find each other as your leaders. There is no time, there is time to spend time on the ground to build structures of the African National Congress. So if the leadership of the ANC want us to be united, if the leadership of the ANC want us to renew this movement, who are we to oppose that important call? We have to align ourselves to deal with these issues as quickly as possible. So comrades, our conference you will see, we started on Friday. We sat down, comrades, to discuss politics of the ANC, not leadership of the ANC. We sat down with our elders from the Thabo Mbeki Foundation to assist us to fine-tune our documents and ensure that the ANC in our province is relevant. So we want to take this opportunity to urge all of you, comrades. Let's work together and build a very strong African National Congress. As I conclude, comrades, the issue of the South African Communist Party contesting elections in our province, we want to make it clear, comrades, with this leadership of our alliance, leave this matter to us, we'll attend to it. But what is very important, you can't divide the ANC from the SACP, you can't divide COSATU from SACP, you can't divide SANCO from SACP. We will find each other so that by the time we go and contest elections, we'll defend ourselves. But what is key, comrades, as your leadership, you are notifying national call. On matters of election will be guided there. But on political education, on building structures of our communities, in ensuring that governance work, we will work together with the SACP. We want to thank them. We invited them to our political school, they came. We invited them today, they came. They will come forever and work with us until we find a permanent solution. So you must not worry, comrades, about the challenges that we have with the SACP. But comrades, this is very important. And this, I hope it will send a very strong message. As your leadership, we took the message from President Cyril Ramaphosa very serious to fix local government. In the West End, there was a councillor that was not listening to the ANC. In the West End, there was a councillor that was not working with our communities. We said the process of renewal and the process of building the ANC to be accountable to our people, it means if this councillor is not listening and if this councillor is not working with the ANC, even if it means to have a by-election, we will recall him and contest that by-election. We recalled him, we contested that election last week, and the ANC won that vote back. And it's a clear message that you must not threaten us because you are a ward councillor. You don't want to listen to the African National Congress. There is another one, comrades, and we'll fix this. There is another councillor, comrade, second TSG. He went on Facebook in Sidibeng. He went on Facebook and said, remember this person is still a councillor of the ANC, and said he regrets telling people to vote for the African National Congress. He didn't stop that. He urged the community that in the next coming elections, that community must not vote for the ANC. Anyeke ulali ANC, udli ANC, u represent the ANC, ustuge. If you don't denounce those Facebook postings, the African National Congress is coming for you. We will remove you, even if it means we must contest that by-election and ensure that the African National Congress. This is the message you want to send, comrades. In Sidibeng, we are dealing with the same issue. There are some councillors who don't want to recognize the leadership that was elected in a conference. They defy that leadership, they undermine that leadership. We are in advanced stage with that leadership of the region so that we can sort out that man. If it means to fix local government, it means to fix local government. And to fix local government is now is the time to do the work on behalf of the African National Congress. So we want to thank your leadership here in Johannesburg. Because, comrades, in fixing leadership, we must not be factional. In fixing leadership, it must not, because we won conference, those that lost conference must be removed, and we bring those that lost conference. In this region, your regional leadership came to us and said, comrades, we don't want to disturb Dada as a mayor because we respect him as a mayor, but he must work collectively with us to advance the interests of the African National Congress. That's leadership. That's leadership. But also, comrades, they came to us to say they think there are comrades that don't want to respect the outcome of conference. And that there are those that are deployed in government. We have unanimously gave your regional leadership. Those that don't want to work, they must be removed and be replaced by those that need to work in that municipality. So, comrades, we are going to strengthen local government. We are going to strengthen leadership of local government. It saddens me. You hear, Dama Comrade, your alliance. We went to church this morning with your chair. When we were about to be prayed for, but and there are people in mid-range that don't have water for days. Comrades, we play with power. We are taking ourselves out of power. And those that are given the mandate to ensure that the service delivery, if ungafuni, so that those that are ready to go, they can go and execute this mandate. So, comrades, we'll come to you as we prepare for the manifesto of the ANC. And the manifesto of the ANC, if we go to local government election, must be clear, comrades. Comrades, we are not any other thing. We've taken this decision as the ANC. We can't have people that you don't know where they come from. They don't have documents. We don't know where they stay. We don't even know what they do during the day or at night. And they are filling our prisons because we don't know them. Their time is up. The African National Congress will give direction on this matter because we can't have undocumented people in our country and they do as they wish all the time and think that we'll keep quiet as the African National Congress. We want to solve this problem. Comrades, as I sit down, allow me to introduce this wonderful person from the leadership of the African National Congress. She's the minister responsible to ensure that government functions. And she's also the minister that is responsible to trace progress on the work that we've done. Comrades, in our last conference, we saw the importance of having a person that can ensure that the work of the ANC is tracked and the work of the ANC is monitored. Let's all rise to welcome our second DSG, Comrade Marubeni Ramohuba, to address us. Comrades.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Winnie Mandela, Salamafazi, Sikubuza, Winnie Mandela, Ibabe, bambeni yezintombi, bambeni webafazi, ibambeni yebantombi, yesebazala wafazi, sinikhumbuza Mama Mandela.
Thank you very much, comrades. Amandla! Amandla! Viva, 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 ANC, viva! Malibongwe! Egama lamakosikazi, wathinta abafazi, wathinta imbokodo. Roar, young lions, roar. Roar, young lions, roar. Viva, 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 the spirit of Comrade Braamfischer, viva. Thank you very much, comrades. Let me take this opportunity to, of course, greet and appreciate the good work that was done by our two program directors, Comrade Ntombi and Comrade Lerato. I forgot the other name, Bob Sam. K-Bob. In Limpopo, in my region of Pitamokawa, we've got Bob Steak. So I didn't want to make a mistake to say Bob Steak when I'm supposed to say K-Bob. Let me take this opportunity, of course, to acknowledge the presence of the two core conveners, Comrade Malume Hendriga and Comrade Amos, and their entire leadership, including, of course, Comrade Hope, our PTT coordinator. Let me also acknowledge the National Executive Committee members of the ANC, Comrade Polly, Comrade Steve, and Comrade Ronald. Comrade Hendriga here was talking about the issues of making sure that we strengthen organizing. Comrade Polly, the head of organizing, so I'm sure we quit. We quit of course, our alliance members from the SACP, COSATU, SANCO, and all the other mass democratic movement. Of course, all our RECs that were elected in Gauteng, but of course acknowledge the leadership of the newly elected leadership of Johannesburg that is recognized, led by Comrade Chairperson Loiso and Comrade Sasabo Nakhoto. Ke acknowledge all the leaders of civil society, kudu maoshi arena lengona, baruti barena baba lengona, our traditional leaders and all the other community structures that are here. The leadership of the ANC Women's League, the ANC Youth League, the Veterans League, as well as our war veterans. Most especially our branch members and our members that are here today to celebrate this day with us. We bring, of course, revolutionary greetings to this province of Gauteng on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, led by Comrade Matamela Ramaphosa, mandated by the 55th National Conference that took place in 2022. Today we gather to mark the 114th anniversary of the African National Congress, the oldest liberation movement on our continent. For more than a century, the ANC has carried the hopes and aspirations of the oppressed, leading struggles against colonial quest, fighting apartheid, and advancing the democratic transformation of our society. This anniversary is not only a moment of commemoration, comrades, it is also a moment, like the leaders have spoken here, the chairperson of the region and the co-convener, in terms of ensuring that we still continue with building a united and non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous South Africa. This provincial January 8 celebration of Gauteng follows, of course, the national January 8 rally held in Muruleng in Northwest. The national commemoration was preceded, of course, by an intensive build-up program where we went to many areas in Northwest and we made sure that we speak to the traditional leadership, to the community members, as well as civil society. And I think this then now speaks to what I think is the comrade from COSATU who spoke about the fact that the ANC is not just the ANC for itself, but it is the ANC of society. As a result, whatever it is that we do, we must remember that we represent society. Therefore, in all the things that we do, unity becomes important, but service delivery becomes the core of whatever it is that we are supposed to do policy-wise. Historically and politically, of course, Gauteng has been central in the evolution of South African politics and to the development of the African National Congress itself. The province has been a site of mass workers' organization, youth revolt, urban resistance, and political innovation. From the early years, workers' struggles on the Rand mines and factories, to the adoption of Freedom Charter in Kliptown, to the 1976 uprising that erupted in Soweto, Gauteng has repeatedly shaped the direction of the liberation struggle and democratic projects. Comrade Banyaza, you will be happy to know that from government side, the ANC is reviewing the labs that were in Department of Labor, because we are aware that starting employment and establishing new paths for creating employment will have to allow us to be able to give funds where they are necessary. But not only that, we are also going to ensure that we partner with factories, but we also partner with captains of industry. Not only that, even in government, to ensure that we channel resources where they are needed the most. So your programs will still continue. They will be resuscitated. You just have to give us time for us to be able to deal with this. We are not only reviewing the labs, we are also reviewing the SETAs, because we've got about 20 billion rand that is in the SETAs. As a result, we want to take that money, and the president said it, so that we can then now be able to channel it to the right programs in society that will be able to create employment, most especially for our young people. Comrades, the year 2026 stands as a landmark in the history of the ANC and our nation, marked by the convergence of significant anniversaries, many of which unfolded in this very province of Gauteng and shaped the South Africa's democratic trajectory. Of course, as we all know, we will be celebrating 30 years of the Constitution of the Republic, but we'll also be celebrating 50 years of the 1976 student uprising that happened here in Soweto. We will also be celebrating 70 years of the world they want to live in. People may say, oh, but we've been talking and we've been talking. But this time around, comrades, if you can remember, we've got something called the NDP, the National Development Plan, which is supposed to give us, it is a blueprint that gives us the kind of South Africa that we have to live in, that would then now inform the 5 years programs of each and every administration, from national to the province as well as in municipalities. So contributing to the national dialogue, comrades, it will mean that you will have your say, so that by 2030, when we come up with a new NDP, your views would have shaped the direction that this government must actually take in order to build the South Africa that we want to live in. We're also celebrating, comrades, the 35 years since the Sebokeng massacre but also the 30 years since the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which is still, of course, something that we are grappling with. And I'm saying this, comrades, because since the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which formed part of the process of confronting the brutality of apartheid and advancing national healing, many TRC hearings were conducted here in Gauteng. Of course, there's still a lot that is still happening and that still have to be uncovered. But I must say that we are really grateful to have seen the government plus the ANC taking to the fore the issue of reburial of our comrades, fallen comrades that have fought for this liberation that we are actually celebrating today. Of course, in rebuilding the ANC, we need to make sure that rebuilding this leadership of the ANC, both in the province and nationally, as well as in the regional spaces, the issue of renewal must be at the center. When we were still young and we were leading the ANC Youth League, we were always taught, comrades, that in each and every conference, we are allowed to have what we call lobby groups. However, once the conference has passed and you still identify yourself with the lobby group, you are a factionalist. As a result, faction, comrades, is not having a view. A faction becomes a faction once there is an elected leadership and you don't want to accept it, but you define yourself outside of the mandate of Congress. Because remember that the mandate of conference, of course, would be giving us positions of the ANC that we need to take forward, but it also gives us the leadership that need to take that position forward. So you must not see conference outcomes as a loss or a win. It is not that. It is just that there is a leadership that would be entrusted to ensure that the resolutions of conference that have taken place must be implemented. As loss or a win. It is not that. It is just that there is a leadership that would be entrusted to ensure that the resolutions of conference that have taken place must tasks that broadly outlined and were outlined in the January 8 statement. And I will have to take you through them. One thing that Comrade Panyaza didn't tell you is that I'm a former diplomat, so I follow script. It is difficult to do anything outside of script. When you are a diplomat, you are told what time to wake up, what to where, and how long it will take you to wherever you are going, so you keep to the script and improving basic services. Fixing local government is the apex priority for the ANC in 2026, and it must be reflected clearly in the political, organizational, as well as governance programs adopted nationally and in provinces. Local government is where people experience the democratic state most directly, and where confidence in leadership is either built or lost. And the second task is speeding up economic transformation. The second task is speeding up economic transformation, inclusive growth and job creation. And I've just spoken a little bit other partners that are with us. Other partners that are with us. Gauteng, of course, is the economic heartland of South Africa, generating the largest inclusive growth and job creation. And I've just spoken a little bit other partners that are with us. Gauteng, of course, is the economic heartland of South Africa, generating the largest share of national output and employment. Its industries, labor markets, and infrastructure anchor the national economy door-to-door in Northwest. Comrades, as we always hear you talk about investment, it is quite interesting. Can you stop talking about billions and billions of rands coming into the country? Can you tell us that there will be a factory at this street? It will take 100 well as GBVF as well as what Comrades President has declared as a national disaster. Crime and corruption and gender-based violence undermines